Would you believe me if I said that sewing a zipper fly is actually kind of fun? There are so many different ways to sew a zipper fly, and some of them aren't really intuitive, but I'm going to show you the tried and true method that we use here at Seamwork. My name's Haley, and I'm the pattern designer here at Seamwork. I'm going to show you our favorite way to sew a zipper fly using the Ani trouser pattern as an example. Why do we like this zipper fly method so much? The reason is because it takes out all of the guesswork. We've designed our pattern pieces to be clearly labeled so you know exactly where to place your zipper teeth and exactly how to sew it all together. Let's get started. First, let's take a look at all of the pattern pieces you will use to assemble your fly. You have your front pants piece, stay stitched at 1/4 inch to prevent any kind of stretching. Then there's the actual fly piece itself. You'll cut one of these out of your main fabric and one out of interfacing. Then there's the fly guard. You'll cut one of these out of your main fabric. Finally, you have your zipper. This pattern calls for a 5-inch or a 7-inch coil zipper depending on the size of the pattern that you're making. Let's go ahead and assemble that fly. Start by interfacing your fly piece. Then finish the curved edge of the fly. Don't cut off any seam allowances when you're doing this. With right sides together and circles aligned, match the fly to the left front piece. Pin and stitch from the waistline to the circle at 5/8 inch. Clip to the circle, but don't clip past the stitching. Trim and grade the seam allowance above the circle. Don't trim any of the fabric below the circle. Fold the fly to the inside of the left front piece and press. Clip 1/8 inch away from the circle on the rise of the right front piece. Finish the rise below the waistline to the circle. Don't cut off any seam allowance. With right sides together, notches and clippings aligned, match the front pieces together at the rise. Pin and stitch from the circle to the inseam at 5/8 inch. Using a serger, finish the seam allowances together, trimming off about 1/4 inch. Start by serging at the inseam and then stopping at the circle. Fold the seam allowance of the right front piece out of the way in order to finish at the clipping. Press the seam allowance to the wearer's right side. Edge stitch along the left front rise to the circle. Next, assemble and attach your fly guard. With wrong sides together, fold the fly guard in half, then press. Finish the raw edges of the side and bottom of the fly guard. Don't trim off any seam allowance. Next, it's time to sew the zipper fly. Lay the fly guard with the longer serged edge on the left and the folded edge on the right. Align the zipper tape right side up with the serged edge of the fly guard. The topmost zipper tooth will be a 1/2 inch down from the raw top edge of the fly guard. Using a zipper foot, baste the edge of the zipper tape 1/4 inch away from the finished edge of the fly guard. Fold the unsewn edge of the rise on the right front to the wrong side at 3/8 inch. Press. Align the zipper and the fly guard unit to the right front of the waistline. Leave a 1/16 inch of the zipper tape showing between the teeth and the folded edge of the right front. Pin. Use a zipper foot to edge stitch close to the folded edge. down the entire length of the zipper, stopping at the circle. Make sure that the zipper can open and close freely. Unzip the zipper. Pin the fly guard away from the zipper. Fold the left front back behind the right front and away from the fly so it doesn't get sewn with the rest of the zipper. Pin the unsewn half of the zipper to the fly, aligning the coil with the drawn guidelines and the topmost zipper tooth, which is a 1/2 inch down from the raw edge. Using a zipper foot, sew the zipper to the fly 1/4 inch away from the zipper coil. Double check that the zipper can open and close freely. Next, you can top stitch. Use a top stitching thread if you like, if that makes sense for your pattern. A classic yellow or orange top stitching thread looks great if you're sewing a pair of jeans, for example. Unfold the left front and lay it back into position and flat under the fly. Make sure the zipper is zipped up. On the inside of the pants, baste the fly to the left front, 1/4 inch inside of the finished edge of the fly. On the outside of the pants, top stitch 1/8 inch outside the basting stitches, then remove the basting stitches. Unpin and flip the fly guard into place so that the front unit lays flat over the zipper. Pin the fly guard over the zipper. On the outside of the pants, bar tack at the top of the curve and then again at the bottom of the curve. Bar tack at the circle underneath the edge stitching on the left front. Unpin the front unit so you can continue to make your pants. You've just installed a zipper fly. To watch the entire sew along for the Ani trousers, head over to see the full class in the Seamwork classroom. Happy sewing!